Yeah, hi there. These comments are for PP. I'm just using your initials for privacy purposes, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. So you're getting ready to take the TOEFL test. I'm looking at your message right now. And you have been taking some practice tests using the Cambridge test preparation, so you're scoring around 20 in the different sections. So your goal for the TOEFL test, I think what you told me, is 80 out of 120. You need to get 20 points minimum in the reading, listening, speaking, and writing sections. Now, you have not taken the TOEFL test yet, and you want to get some tips from me on how you can reach your goal on test day, which is January 21st. Am I right? Alright, to help you reach your goal right now, you need to maximize your exposure to the English language. The more exposure you get to English, the better the chances you have of meeting your goal of getting 80 on January 28th, right? So right now, get into the habit of reading every day for about 45 minutes. I recommend reading magazines, newspapers, and longer books. 2. I also recommend that you practice listening for about 45 minutes each day. In this case, if you have English TV, focus on news, documentary, history, and most importantly, science programs. Now, if you don't have English TV, I have some suggestions for you. Randall's Cyber Listening Lab is a really good website to help you with your listening comprehension. It also has practice exercises. I recommend for you start in the medium and then go to the difficult exercises at that website. Once you've gone through all the lessons there, then you can do national public radio. And finally, you can also use TED Talks. These are all good websites that you can go to practice. Now, as you do your reading and your listening practice, you need to focus on notes, note-taking. You will need to take notes during the reading, listening, speaking, and writing sections of the exam. So start taking notes immediately. This is very important. So focus on the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages that you're practicing. Right? That's going to be very, very helpful for you. Now, as you're doing the note-taking practice, I have 2 suggestions. Remember that the whole purpose of taking notes is to use the notes for some reason. So you should use your notes right now to write 3 250-word summaries each week. This is important. Now, in addition to writing 3 summaries, you should also be giving, I recommend that you give maybe 3 60-second oral summaries. Again, using your notes. So now, think about what you're doing right now. You're doing some reading practice, you're doing some listening practice, you're doing some note-taking practice, you're also doing writing, integrated speaking practice. Notice how everything I'm saying here, it doesn't involve a TOEFL book. To be honest with you, you need to concentrate on building your English abilities, not just using a TOEFL book. I know you're using the Cambridge book, but that's going to help you understand a little bit about the test and the strategies and so on for taking the TOEFL exam, but it really doesn't build your English skills that much. But these first 5 suggestions I've given you here, they will definitely help you. Now, in addition to following the first 5 tips that I've outlined in this video, I recommend that you use my online TOEFL course. I can help you. I will start giving you feedback as you complete writing and speaking practice tests. It's all part of your low monthly payment. So I'm going to recommend right now that you use maybe my 30-day TOEFL speaking guide. That's probably what you want to do because you have about 30 days, a little bit less than that. And then as you're going through my 30-day TOEFL, not speaking guide, but my study guide. Sorry about that. I recommend that you start posting some speaking and writing practice tests for me to listen to, and I can see what kinds of language use problems you're having. That means any grammar, vocabulary issues, anything that relates to how you're organizing and developing your ideas, and also in the case of speaking, what types of pronunciation issues you face. Now, my 7th step is, before you take the TOEFL exam, I recommend that you complete a full-length, 5-hour TOEFL IBT practice test. Think about 3 advantages to doing this. Number 1, you get familiar with the format and the structure of the TOEFL exam. That's the first benefit. Number 2, you get a chance to mark your progress before taking the TOEFL exam. You can see where you are. You will get an overall score. You will get subtotals in the reading, listening, speaking, and writing areas. And remember, you will complete 6 speaking practice tests as you do the full-length IBT practice test. You also complete 2 different writing tasks, the independent and integrated writing tasks, so you can have a pretty good idea of where you are. The third benefit is you develop the strength and the stamina needed to complete a 5-hour test. It's not easy to complete the TOEFL exam. You have to be able to think in English for about 5 hours, and that takes a lot of concentration. So by taking the practice test before January 28th, it will help you there. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, PP. You may not be able to reach your goal on the 24th. It might not be possible at this point. We don't know what your current TOEFL score is right now. We know that your academic English, as you say, is average, which means you might be scoring between 40 and 60 out of 120 as opposed to getting 80 or higher. But anyway, if you take the TOEFL test on January 24th, you'll get a chance to see where you are, then you can go from there. Now, from my standpoint, I offer my support to you as your TOEFL mentor. As long as you're one of my online students and you're subscribed to my online TOEFL course, I will offer all the suggestions, motivation, additional tips that you might need to help you continue to reach your goals. Right? Remember that my online TOEFL course, it has over 700 vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, reading, listening, speaking, and writing lessons. So you will have unlimited access to all of my lessons once you join my course, and you can work on anything you like, whenever you like, wherever you like, as long as you have a good internet connection. All right, PP, so let's just kind of restate what I said in the video. I've given you 5 suggestions here of things that you can start doing today that have nothing to do with an online TOEFL course, they have nothing to do with your TOEFL book, but they have everything to do with helping you improve your English. So start doing these things every day. In fact, I recommend right now that you spend about 60% of your time following my first 5 suggestions. And then 40% of your time right now, the time that you spend for TOEFL, you go through these next areas. I recommend that you start going through the lessons in my 30-day TOEFL study guide, and then before, maybe a few days before you take the TOEFL exam. Actually, I would do it a week before because it takes about 2 to 3 days to get your writing practice test scored. You can complete a full-length IBT practice test. And there we go. Those are the 7 things you can do right now that will help you prepare for your TOEFL exam on January 24th. All right?